Okay, I don't know. There we go. All right. So just check that you're muted, please. Um, okay, so we're kind of halfway through for a lot of us. So if there are any questions or comments, why don't we go ahead and do those now? If not, we'll just move ahead. So just please unmute yourself and go ahead and speak.
Hi, this is Jane. Can you hear me?
I can hear you, Jane. Yeah.
I always feel uncomfortable in my back, particularly my low back, in a sitting meditation. And I've meditated a bit over the years, always lying down. I've never fallen asleep. Um, what's your opinion of that?
My opinion is lying down meditation is wonderful. If sitting is painful, don't do it. Just do lying down. That's
Okay.
great. There's a whole series of Qigong practices for lying down, which we're not going to do on this retreat, but there are many and they're wonderful. So that's perfectly in keeping.
Okay.
Okay.
Thanks.
Okay. Yeah. And anybody who needs to adjust any of these things, see, you can do it sitting, you can do it lying down, you can do it standing. If sitting is difficult, you can do standing too. So, okay. Any other questions or comments? Okay. All right. Very good. Well, we'll just go ahead and move on from here. We're going to be doing this swimming dragon practice that I learned many years ago from a woman at Tassajara Zen Center. This has to do with what they call opening the 7 gates. So just so you understand, people are pretty familiar with the concept of chakras, which is a yogic concept. The Taoists have a little different view of it, but I just use this. They have 5 gates. So I just use the 7 just for simplicity. And what we're going to be doing with this practice is opening the body and the mind to this universal life force energy. Just pretty much what we do with all of this, I guess, from the big of it. And this is a particular way that's very, very effective. And I just want to make it clear what we're opening ourselves to, because we don't want to be naive. We're not just opening ourselves to whatever comes along. Being open is a good quality in some situations. In other situations, it's not. So I want to be very clear that we're going to be opening our own body, mind to internally to this flow of universal life force energy. And this is what the ancients would say would be the human as the conduit between heaven and earth. They're balancing heaven and earth. So that's what we're opening to. We're not making ourselves vulnerable to the slings and arrows of outrageous fortune, which we all know about. Okay. So if there's there are no more comments, we'll go ahead and move on. Okay. So let's begin with Trembling Mountain. And just a couple of words. Many of you have heard me talk about this, but if you haven't, it's interesting because this Qigong is all based on nature. In fact, it's called the way of nature. It comes from shamanic traditions that are just thousands and thousands of years old, more than 5,000 years old. In fact, the first yin and yang symbol that we have discovered on a piece of artwork is 7,000 years old. And it doesn't even come from China. It comes from what is now Ukraine. So these practices are very, very ancient and rooted in nature. And this is a great example of that, because this is a movement to relieve stress and to relieve tension in the body. And this movement was learned by humans from animals. So, you know, if you have a dog, your dog does this, you know, does this. A cat does this. Many, many, many animals do this as a way to relieve the stress in their body. And if you relieve the stress in your body, you're relieving the stress in your mind. So they call it Trembling Mountain. It's such an ancient and universal movement that maybe 3 years from now, if you don't really remember the content of this retreat, maybe you'll remember this because it's so effective. The abbreviated version of this is this. Okay, so if you have been in a situation that's toxic, and then you get up and do this, or do this, you get rid of it. And I want to just show you, there are a number of different movements in Qigong for expelling Qi. Okay, but if you could just stop for a moment. So it's just, it's so natural. Just, you know, just get this off of me. I'm done. If you step out of the shower and you shake off the water on your hands or your body, this just releasing. It's very, very useful. If there's something that you've been involved with, something icky, or if you're just feeling tense or not really right. If you do this for a while, I promise you, it'll work. And my dog promises you, and all the animals that do this promise you that it works. Okay. This is also the opening movement to the 7 gates practice. So let's do this together and let's increase the intensity of it. This is an internal organ massage. And just let go of all your joints. Just let your body be loose. Okay, now let's make it a little more intense. Okay, very good. So all together. So on the count of 3, we'll stop all together. Ready? 1, 2, 3. And you can really feel this pixelated, tingling quality of the energy. This is the nature of sensation. All the information that comes in, all the sound that comes in as waves, vibrations. All the visual stimuli comes in as light, which is also vibrations. And this sensate world is this tingling kind of vibration. It's just the nature of perception. Okay. So next move, we'll turn the palms forward, dip the knees. And we're going to, in breath, we're going to come up. And we're going to, with our hands, we're going to make a sort of a screen like this without touching the hands. We'll make a screen. So we come up, in breath, eyes follow the hands. So make this screen. And then as you breathe out, lower the hands slowly. And we're bringing down this screen made out of light through the whole body. And we're screening out anything that's stuck right through the muscles, the joints, everything. And down, 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 and then out through the feet, and then into the earth as compost. So in breath, look up, make this screen. As we breathe normally, slowly bringing this screen down. And it's a screen made out of light, screening through the whole body. You can actually feel this as well as visualize it. It's screening through the body. Okay, good. In breath. Okay, let's do one more. You can do as many of these when you're practicing at home. You can do as many of these as you like. After a while, you'll feel this. Okay, good. Down to the earth as compost. Okay, very good. Okay, now we'll go into the seven, opening the seven gates. So first we want to understand that this, energetically, this body is a conduit between the materiality of the earth and the boundlessness of the heavens, or consciousness, form and formlessness. And so we can envision this as a column of light from the center of the earth, enclosing the body, including the body, go all the way up. Okay. And then also internal, inside the body. And so this has been described as this big bamboo. You know, bamboo gets really big. So it's like big bamboo column. And then it has segments to it. The bamboo has little sort of filaments there in the middle. And there's 7 of those. And we're going to open each one so that there's this flow. Okay. The first one's a perineum. Okay. The next one is the lower dantian, the abdomen. Okay. Third one is the solar plexus, just moving up the body. Fourth is the heart. Fifth is the neck. Sixth is the brain. And seventh is the crown of the head. So we're going to open each one of these gates vertically. And the movement for that is simply we're going to bring our hands out, palms facing each other, so that we're pointing to the center line of the body. And my teacher said that if you imagine this light in the heart, it's going around the arms and is shooting out the fingers into the body. And so then when we open, we're actually opening the body internally. Okay, so that's the movement with the hands. Just very simply point, set, and then open. Okay. And then as we do that, we're going to bend at the waist. So for instance, let's say we're going to do the solar plexus number 3. So we'll bend at the waist, point to that area, and then get set, and then we're going to open like that. Okay? And we're going to do that 7 times up the body. Okay, so we'll do it all together, and I'll count, and then after a while, then we'll just do it at your own pace in silence. Okay, so palms forward. So we're going to do the perineum. So bending, we're pointing to the lowest spot in the torso, bending over, and now open, 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 open. Lean back. So that gate is open. Okay, and then bringing the hands around. And I'm now pointing to the abdomen, number 2. And when you're ready, lean back, open. Okay, so this is 2 of them are open now. Okay, next is 3rd one, solar plexus. Get ready. Visualize this light going into the body. Then as you open, open, sit back. 3. Okay, we're forming this sort of string of pearls. The bottom 3 are open. And next is the heart. So get the visualization set, the light's going in, and we're going to open the rib cage. We're going to open the torso. We're going to open the heart. 4. Okay, number 5. Opening the throat. And when you're opening this, so all these are in a line. 5 of them open. Very good. Now the 6th one, we're going to point to the forehead. And we're actually going to open the skull, open the brain, open the mind. So all 6 of these are open. Okay, and then the 7th one, we point to the crown of the head. And as we straighten up, we sort of open the whole body from the head all the way down, opening all of these, like opening up a pod of peas. And all of these 7 points of light, balls of light, are all lined up. The whole body is open. Okay, it's open to the light of the universe. It's open to the earth. Okay, now we're going to dip. Now that everything's open, we're going to bring the hands up, just like we did at the beginning. We're going to embrace this column of light, and as we bring them down, palms facing the body, we're filling the open gates. We're filling this whole column with the light of the universe. It's a warm, they call it the warm honey light of the universe that fills the column, fills the whole body. Okay? We'll do that 3 times. So in breath, palms facing the body, filling all of these. You can do this lying down. You can do this sitting down. Okay, very, very good. So now let's go ahead and do 2 of these series. So open the 7 gates and then fill them 3 times. We'll do that twice. And go ahead and proceed at your own pace. Okay. So just standing one position, this is a meditative posture. So it's not like we're between movements or we're waiting for something to happen. This is a meditative posture as it is. Okay. Now we're going to utilize this. So at the beginning, we did this, opening, breathing practice. Now, as we do this breathing practice, this opening, we're opening the fourth gate. We're opening all seven. So as we do this, we're opening all seven. Okay. And due to the nature of life on Earth and the impermanence, this open, free movement of this energy, these things tend to close up right away. Just the nature of life here. So moment to moment. So we open them with one gesture, we open all seven because we've already prepared. Okay. But the name of this Qigong is cicada. And if you found these little exoskeletons of cicadas, they're split and the animal's gone and it's just the shell is just left. And that's what this practice is. So we're going to just sort of the visualization is that we have this shell and we're going to just at the fourth gate, we're just going to open up the whole shell and we're going to discard that shell. Okay. Then we're going to shift the weight to the left and we're going to step forward and we're going to step forward here. Okay. And then let's just do that together. Okay. So we're just going to open the fourth gate. So just like we did. Now open, open. Now we're cracking open the whole thing. It's like a shell. We're dropping the past. Okay. Now shift the weight. Step forward. Step forward. Now we're in the present. Okay. And we're clear. And now we're going to say, that was then. This is now. That was then. This is now. And we'll do this a few times, and then we'll talk about it a little bit. Okay? So we've done the 7 gates. We've done that. They're starting to close up again, though. So they do. So now we can just, with one movement, so we're opening the whole thing, discarding the carapace, shift, step away from the past, into the present moment. That was then. This is now. Okay, now it's beginning to cloud up again. So now we're going to step back and repeat. Okay, this is wildly useful, and we'll talk about that in a moment. Okay, so ready? So open. Okay, let go, release, shift, step. Shift the weight. That was then. This is now. Take a breath. Now that's in the past. So we're going to repeat. Okay. Open up. It clatters to the ground. Shift. Step. Step. Shift. Exhale. That was then. This is now. Take a breath. Okay, let's do this 3 more times. Open all the way up, crown of the head all the way to the bottom. It clatters to the ground. Shift, step, shift. That was then. This is now. Okay, and then step back. And last one. Okay, very good. You can remain standing if you want to, or we'll go into sitting. So just gently settle into your sitting. I just want to mention about this a little bit. This is, you've done the 7 gates now many times. You've done the cicada and you've experienced this. And this is useful whenever you find yourself caught in old behaviors that you want to let go of. These can be thought, word, or deed. I keep thinking about that thing that happened. I can't let go of it. In breath, out breath. That was then. This is now. It's helpful if you do the body movements. You don't have to, but it's more powerful. Every time I see that person, I go into this negative thing. In breath, out breath. That was then. This is now. There's always the next moment. We're so trapped, we're so caught, we're so attached to the past, we can't fully be in this moment. In this moment, there is all possibility. That was then. This is now. In breath. I don't have to be trapped in all those habits of mind, habits of speech, habits of behavior. I don't have to. That was then. This is now. So now in this sitting practice, we'll have silence for a few minutes. And if you want to, you can ask your mind to bring you memories or habits that you would like to let go of. And when that memory or that image or that experience appears, stay with it. Take a deep breath, let it out. You can be still or do the movements or imagine the movements. That was then. This is now. All right, now let's bring the practice just with the breath. That was then is the out breath. This is now is the in breath. Okay, let's take a few more breaths. Okay, very good. And once we've cleared all of this, once we've stepped out from the past, we're in the present moment, we'll now do a practice that was taught by the Buddha 2,600 years ago. And this is a practice called suffusion. So we both receive and create our emotions. When we experience an emotion, we feel it, we receive it, we feel it in the body, and we also create it. So we produce it and we consume it. This is the nature of our experience. We produce and consume our experience, which means we can affect our experience, how we produce it. So the first one the Buddha taught is as if you've been wandering in the desert and you're very, very thirsty. And you see ahead of you, you see an oasis with palm trees and sweet water, and people are resting and swimming in the water, and you see it. The feeling that you get is great joy. It's a very energetic feeling. So what we're going to do is go into the area of the heart. And we're going to use that image that the Buddha taught. Or you can bring any memory to mind, or an image of a person or an animal, anything that causes you to feel joy. You're going to produce and consume this feeling of joy. So empty out with the out breath. In breath, a memory, an image, a person, an animal that brings joy. Bring it fully into your awareness. Smile, feel it. And now with the out breath, we're going to suffuse that feeling of joy in the body. We're going to suffuse it throughout the entire body. We're going to fill every cell in the body with that feeling of joy. The Buddha described this as plunging a dry sponge into water, suffusing the entire body. Bring back the image, bring back the feeling. With the out breath, suffuse the body with a feeling of joy. And then consume it. How does it feel? Image, feeling of joy, out breath. Every cell is smiling and joyous. And when you're filled, just sit and breathe, suffused with the feeling of joy. And the next part of the practice is when the person in the desert has gotten to the lake and has entered the cool water and is swimming and drinking the water. And this is the feeling, according to the Buddha, this is the feeling of happiness. Happiness. Happiness is less excited than joy. And so again, we bring up that image of that person or a memory or an image of an animal or a friend, something that brings you a feeling of happiness and a smile to your face. And then with the out breath, suffuse the entire body, every cell, with that feeling of happiness. Every cell in the body is vibrating to the tune of happiness. Okay, very good. Now let that clear. And next, the Buddha taught the person now has cooled and drunk their fill and is wading onto the shore and lying down and resting among the grass, the flowers, in the shade of the trees with the others and feeling contentment. This is less excited than happy. This is lower in the body, down in the belly. A sense of contentment. You have everything you need right now. So bring to mind an image, a memory, or this story, and let that feeling of contentment fill your heart. And with the out breath, fill every cell in the body with a feeling of content. In this moment, there is content. Okay, and this is down in the belly. And now, just for fun, let's bring our attention up to the heart. This is happiness. Happiness is more lively. Happiness. Every cell in the body. Contentment is down there. Happiness is here. And next is mudita, is joy. Bring the attention up into the head, up to the crown of the head. This is excitement, joy. Lots of energy. The whole body is filled with this energy. Joy. Very intense. The joy of this moment is boundless. And then just take a few breaths, let go of all this. And now loosen up your body a little if you need to. So we have the ability to produce these emotions in the body, to suffuse the body, to be in the present moment with whatever we intend to arise. We can do this with compassion, empathy, equanimity, kindness, using this technique taught by the Buddha. We produce and receive and radiate our own reality. Now that we've suffused the body, we know how to do that. With the next out breath, let's radiate beyond the body, radiate light, warmth, move the awareness out around the body, move the awareness out into the environment, resonating with all sentient beings, including people, animals, and plants. Consciousness is the same. In some, it's more complex. In others, it's more simple. It's all this life force energy. And we radiate out our wish. May all beings be happy. May all beings be content. May all beings know the joy of the present moment. May all beings, near or far, young or old, known or unknown, in this world and in all worlds, may all beings be free. We do these practices for our own benefit and for the benefit of those around us and for the benefit of all beings. And when you're ready, just move gently. Come back fully into the present moment. And just notice, how are you feeling? How's your body? How's your mood? And know that these practices and their fruits are available in every moment simply by combining awareness of body, breath, and mind. Thank you so much for your practice, those of you who will exit the retreat. For those of you who are going to remain for the next hour, I will go ahead and upload this video, and then we'll meet back again.